to cloud and security and stuff like that. Um, 2020, as we were mentioning before we started taping today, 2020 has presented some new challenges for us, especially when it comes to businesses, employers, and employees. A lot of people have transitioned to working at home. So I, I'm assuming like home networks versus what people had set up in their businesses are different. How do you transition
Very different.
cybersecurity to the home front when you've got so many people working at home now?
That's I got news for you. As bad as 2020 was, and it's a terrible thing that's going on around us.
Hmm.
For people in my business, unfortunately, it's an opportunity for us. I mean, the business is growing in a different way now
Okay.
because everybody's working that way, and very few people were prepared to work that way effectively. So the thing you're really asking is like managed versus unmanaged environments. And your office environment was probably managed by somebody, either an internal or external IT company.
Hmm.
And so there were things in place, and it was probably more secure than somebody's home is, because there's no firewall or switch and all the
Hmm.
techie tech stuff that you have in your office. In your house, you have things, but there's nobody watching, there's nobody managing, there's nobody ensuring that all these updates and patches are installed for security, and that you don't have open communication ports letting people into your house. That your computer, at home, I have two young daughters. Sometimes they sit at my computer if I walk away and the screen doesn't lock fast enough, and I'll find one of them doodling with my, the pen I use to write on the screen. And, and my computer locks pretty quickly. Most people don't have security measures in place in their house or on their computers in their house.
Gotcha.
And that goes back to that sort of working smart model. Let's say that you still use VPN, which is like a way to connect to your office.
Yeah, I've heard a
Well,
lot of.
if a child, or I don't know, let's say you have a cleaning crew that comes in to clean your house every so often. You
Hmm.
don't know who's going to sit down at your computer and start playing around. They're essentially, even though you're in your home, you're still on your company's network. So you're exposing your company's network. So it goes back to training. There's two things. One, you can control the training of your team, of your
Okay.
employees, and make sure that they know what the best practices are when you're working from home to keep things as secure as they can, um, to the degree that they actually can. And at the end of the day, if you have a model where you really have your business that's really running it out of the cloud, when you're working remotely, if you're working in a cloud, like an Amazon cloud or a Microsoft cloud, even though you're working remotely, you're still only connected to a very secure environment. So inherently, you've secured it by being in a secure place.
Okay.
And, look, the worst case, something bad happens and you're in the cloud. If data gets encrypted or something gets deleted, at least you can restore it quickly. Or if
Okay.
somebody wants to hold you hostage for Bitcoin, at least you can say, you know what, I'm not paying you, keep it. I'll just restore it from a good backup in the cloud. Like that goes back to having your business strategy and your IT strategy lined up. So we have to accept that the work at home, we don't have to, this is my opinion. The work at home is here to stay, or the work remote is here to stay, at least in a hybrid form.
Okay.
I haven't heard from any business owners, and I deal with a lot, and I talk to a lot, that are fully going back to work in the office. I haven't had one person tell me that. And so it does seem like the work at home or work remote
It's
is
here to
going to
stay.
be at least here to stay in some format. And so you have to focus on those three C's. Make sure you have a good cloud solution, a good cybersecurity solution, and a good collaboration tool. And that both sides of it, the office and the home environment, are as managed as they can be. And that's a conversation. If you have 50 or 100 or 500 employees, and there's a portion of them that are working at home, how do you tell somebody what to do in their house?
Mm.
Well, we have to figure that out, because, and by the way, the easier answer is you give them a company laptop, and that laptop should be secure and managed.
Okay.
And when they plug into their home network, there's very little that can actually go wrong if that computer is actually managed properly. There's still
Okay.
risk, but it's way, way, way shrunk.
Okay. Now, let me expose a little bit of my ignorance here about this whole IT world, because I heard you say something about your daughters. So let's say you work for a company, I don't know, maybe a a city government or maybe insurance or maybe a bank, and you've transitioned to working from home right now, but you also are in this dynamic where your kids are at home, they're at school from home. So is there some sort of transition? Are you guys all on the same security system when everybody's at home? It would seem like you wouldn't want your children doing their school computer work on the same security system that you're doing banking work from, or is it all tied in?
I understand what you're asking. So the thing is, what you're sharing at home is your internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
And most likely there's nothing inherently secure about your internet connection at home. It's just coming in, I think I have Comcast here.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes into my house.
Okay.
There's nothing about it that's secure. What is secure is just two things. One, I have a secure Wi-Fi system set up in my house.
Okay.
I have different networks set up, and most people aren't going to do this. But I have a network for myself and a network for everybody else, and so there's different
passwords. Okay.
But even that, really, the security that really exists, it's what you're connecting to. So I'm connecting to my company's not Wi-Fi, cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And that uses multi-factor authentication. So nobody can even connect to my company's cloud unless you have the multi-factor authentication. It's like when you go to the bank and you get this 6-digit code texted to you. We use that with all of our clients. That's how we set people up in the cloud. It's one of the important ways to be secure. And so nobody can even get on my company's system from my laptop without the ability to generate that code.
Okay.
But look at my kids. They're logging into the school's website to do their work. Well, they still have to know a username and a password. So what I'm really saying is every place that we're all going, those things are secure because the places we're going are secure. So it doesn't necessarily matter so much that we're all on the same shared Wi-Fi, shared internet connection. What matters is that like where you're going is secure, and that I know that I can't even log into my kids' virtual school because I don't know their password. So they kind of have the same security for me that I have from them. They can't log into my office cloud because there's no possible way.
Okay.
But the thing that could happen that we all share is we walk away from our computers and somebody else sits down at it. And then if it's not locked, you're off to the races. Anybody can do anything.
Okay.
It's really the risk. It doesn't have to do with sharing your home internet connection.
Okay. So we should all set our computer screens to lock after 3 to 5 minutes.
I would say like, it's annoying, but 60 seconds.
Wow.
Of no activity.
Okay, 60 seconds of no activity.
Or 2 minutes. But I mean, 3 to 5 minutes is a long time. But if you're home and you're alone, it doesn't make a difference. It's just if you have traffic coming and going.
Coming in and okay, understood.
But 3 to 5 minutes is still better than nothing. And it's still better than 7 to 10 minutes.
I'm just picturing, some bank executive at home working and, they walk away from the computer and here comes the toddler, just tick, 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 tick. And next thing you know, they deleted like 10 accounts or something like that. But, that's just Home Alone TV screen movie stuff.